Hey YouTube, it's your girl Chic from Chic Say What. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, I want to get into some things, and one being this Future, the rapper Future. Have you guys seen his latest music video? Stumbled across it actually today, so I'm like, let's talk about it. So as you come in, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. Because as I say, we are very random over here. So when the spirit hits me to get into it, I get into it. So make sure you hit the bell so you know when that spirit hits me. So today I want to talk about Future and his latest music video titled Love You Better. And he's featuring the beautiful P Valley star Shannon Thornton. So I want to get into it because actually not that long ago did a video or live on Ciara and Russell Wilson, and if whether or not she was a good representation for him, his brand. And I did that live following the release of her new song that she has out where she's just shaking it, twerking it all out. So it was like heavy talk in the YouTube streets and on the internet about Ciara, how she's moving as Mrs. Wilson. And is it a bit too much? Being that she's she's a wife to Russell Wilson, and she's still twerking it out. So that was the discussion. Definitely check out that video I have out there because I definitely had a lot to say. So fast forward to today, I see that Future recently dropped a new video. It's not super long. It's probably like right underneath 3 minutes, but I'm watching the video and I'm like, okay, this is cute. But then, as it's ending, I'm like, wow, okay, is this about Ciara? Like it just hit me, it's more so towards like the end. And, so I then go and looking at comments and thoughts that people have about the video. And, sure enough, people are like, yo, I think he's kind of talking about Ciara. Like, who else would he be talking about? Because when you think about it, who have we heard him really seriously be linked to after Ciara? We knew he had his little short run with Lori Harvey, but that was what, like all of like 5 minutes. Like it was a lot. So I don't think it definitely wasn't nothing that kind of impacted this man's life like that. But Ciara, now that was the one, and it seems like that one, when they say that one that got away, it seems like that may have been Ciara to Future. But and then I'm only saying this just because of just this music video. I can't play the song because of the whole copyright thing, so YouTube, y'all know they be real sensitive about stuff like that. But I did manage to find the lyrics to the song. So we can get into the lyrics and just see, what exactly is this man saying? And is he in his feelings? And is it like a hindsight 22 situation where he's like, yo, I didn't had time to marinate on this thing. And I'm ready to talk now, So I would definitely be interested to hear what he has to say in any upcoming interviews about his new music, about the song, because I don't see why any just decent journalist or somebody who's interviewing him, I don't see why they would not bring this song up, want to gain an understanding of what it is this song is about. Like, I don't see why they wouldn't ask those questions. So I'm curious to see, or to hear what it is he's going to have to say when he talks about the song and his reasons or inspirations behind the song. Because, most artists, when they write, they talk about they write from experiences, things like that. So I don't see him being any different. So let's get into this article that I found on the Shade Room. in regards to this latest video. So it says Future drops video for his track Love You Better featuring P Valley star Shannon Thornton. So like I said, if you guys haven't saw it, definitely check it out. I can drop the links too in the description so you can look at it. But it's all over. It's even, I think, on this link and on YouTube. So it's easy to find this song. So let's see what it's saying. It says, as he continues to roll out singles from his latest album, I Never Liked You feature just dropped the visuals for the fan favorite track, Love You Better, featuring a leading lady on one of the hottest shows on TV. Future enlisted the talents of P Valley star Shannon Thornton as his love interest for the video for Love You Better, which is the official next single from his current album. So I don't know if you guys got into or saw P Valley. Definitely go check it out. It's about the whole stripper world. So if you into that kind of thing, roll over there. It's on Netflix, and I believe it's on Netflix. I think it's on there. But go check it out. It's called P Valley, and Shannon Thornton is is a hot new star that's in that show. So the article goes on to say, on the heels of the R&B infused "Wait for You" featuring Tim's, Future is continuing on the melodic, slowed down approach to the single from his album, and he just released a video that is sure to have all of the male fans longing for lost love. So I also want, after we talk about this, I want to get into the comments, because I went over to his Instagram page where he has, well, actually, I take that back. I was on, I think, Shannon Thornton's Instagram page, and she did a post to the video and showing love and appreciation to Future for having that opportunity to be on there. And I kind of started I think, going through the comments and things like that. So I want to get into, because I definitely want to hear more, if any of you guys, choose to chime in on this live, let me know your thoughts pertaining to this song, the video. Do you think that, Future is talking about Ciara? Are you like, nah, he's just putting out music and it's just for whoever he hits, So I definitely want to know your thoughts on that. Article also goes on to say P Valley star Shannon Thornton, known to fans as Keyshawn or Miss Mississippi, is front and center as the leading lady in the video for the track Love You Better, as Future brings his usual auto-tune Playboy renderings of relationships. So yeah, it's definitely heavy auto-tune as usual. But like I said, it's cute. It's cute. Like, I wish I could play it for, I can't have the sound, but let me do this. Let me try to maybe play it and turn the volume down or something like that. Let me see if we can do that. So we can just kind of show it. What does it says down here? Future dropped the official visual for the song Love You Better, which stars actress Shannon Thornton. So let's try something here, y'all. Falling out of love with me. Okay. So this is like 15 seconds of the video. So it's not much, but it's, like I said, it's cute. So definitely go check it out, because listen, I want to know like what y'all thinking about this. It says many fans have noticed that the video appears to be addressing his past relationship with ex-girlfriend Ciara. Let me see. And her current marriage to NFL star Russell Wilson. Towards the end of the video, Future is depicting wearing clown makeup before waking up to discover it was all a bad dream. So my thing is, like, if he's not in his feelings with, pertaining to Ciara and the ending or of that relationship, why put out music like this that would have people to think that that's pretty much like what it was? To me, I don't know. I don't know why he would want to have people try to say that he's in his feelings and misses Ciara if he doesn't. Let me see where my I lost my article. Let me bring it back up, y'all, because I want to continue. Shade room. I wanted to still go over the information it was saying in there. So let me bring that article back up because we're going to get into it. Okay. I don't know what happened, y'all. I lost that article, but that's all right. We're going to go back and find it again. Let me share my screen. Okay. Here we go. We back, y'all. Okay. It says Future is depicted wearing a clown makeup before waking up to discover it was all a bad dream. So, as previously reported back in April when the album was initially released, Future was trending for several hours after the album dropped. And while there were many fans who immediately loved what they heard, there were others who felt that the project was far from Future's best work. Quotes by Twitter users at the time ranged from, quote, "I never liked you" by Future is already better than every album this year off first listen, to, quote, "That Future album sound like every other Future album, but worse." Wow. So that's kind of like two far ends of the spectrum. So I hadn't heard actually anything about Future. I actually didn't even know he really had a new album out there. So my first time hearing anything about pertaining to a new album was when today I learned about this new song and the video, and I watched it, and then I started saying, what's the tea on this one? Is it about Ciara or nah? So I want to just get into the comments and see what people thought. But look, but before we do that, I want to show you the lyrics because, like I said, I couldn't play the song, but I want to show the lyrics to this song. And, listen, these are lyrics. Y'all let me know. These are the lyrics. So he says, so it's called Love You Better. And this is the intro. "Could this thing be more? You can never. This could be yours if it's really meant to, baby, baby, because I'm interested, baby, baby." So now let's go down to the chorus. "You telling me you fallen out of love with me. Hope you can find someone to love you better than I did." Then his verse is, "Taking our memories on love and treating it like nothing. Taking our memories on love and treating it like gossip. It's my love from my grandmother. Make me gentle when I care for you. Tell you falling out of love Well, tell me you falling out of love is breaking my heart in two. I just don't want to sit and pray, baby, almost like it didn't happen to make you happy." So he's like, okay, these are my feelings, but by me trying to dismiss them, wish for the best for you. It's like me just trying to move on as though like this was never like a thing and a part of my life. So that may be beneficial for you, but is doing nothing for me. So that's what I get out of that. Like I said, it's a really short song. He kind of just says the same things kind of over and repeat. Um yeah, like I said, it's cute. So it's just like I want to know if he would say, yes, it's about Ciara. Like it is what it is. So let's get into another thing. I found this article, and this was something posted back in the springtime, and it talked about, and it's, let me jump over here because I want to talk about this because it talks about some people don't even really even know like the real reason why they broke up. And I was just not that long ago talking to someone because they didn't know that they were even Future and Ciara were even engaged. How many of you guys like even remember that they were even engaged? Some people didn't even know they were engaged. So I don't think it was a super long engagement, but they were indeed engaged. I remember, it being a conversation, and like I remember they were engaged. So then when you learn about the breakup, it's just like Ciara put out music, after that time, and it was alluding to, cheating. So Future never came out, acknowledging the things that I guess was insinuated, I guess you can say, by Ciara. Because I never really heard Ciara outright come out and say, yo, our situation ended because he was out there slanging his D. Like, I never heard her say that. If you did, drop in the comment. But I never heard her say that. I never even like read it, a quote from her saying that. It was just the music that she was releasing was insinuating that that was basically why they broke up, because it's like, okay, she wasn't saying all the things while they were together, and it's like once the relationship ends, it's like now she start talking, making music about cheating and things like that. So let's get into this article because it's titled "The Real Reason Ciara and Future Broke Up." So this is from NikkiSwift.com. So I'm like, okay, what's the real reason? So this was dated May 12th, 2022. So it says many celebrity break in relationships end in one or two ways: a tied knot or a breakup. For Future and Ciara, their romance met the latter fate, and the dissolution of their engagement was a reminder that celebrity unions can be fleeting. But first, let's rewind. Speculation that the pair's romance first surfaced after the two were spotted in Beverly Hills together in 2013 and appeared on each other's songs. Future finally confirmed in January 2013 that he was seeing the Goody singer, stating during an interview with DJ J1, "The chemistry is there. It's amazing. She makes me happy. I make her smile, period." So y'all remember that, were y'all here for that? I just remembered like they were a whole thing. And it's like, okay, that's cute. Okay. Article goes on to say it didn't take long for Future and Ciara's relationship to reach new heights, with the couple accelerating from an engagement in September 2013 and a pregnancy in January 14. However, instead of the fairy tale ending, many fans expected the relationship came to an abrupt close in August 2014, just 3 months after welcoming their son, Future Zaire Wilburn. US Weekly reported, unfortunately, Future and Ciara's relationship could not withstand the ups and downs. Keep scrolling to find out the reason why. Future and Ciara's engagement imploded shortly after the arrival of their baby boy. So, like, I remember, like, they had that baby, like, almost even, as I was just thinking about their engagement, I'm like, oh, yeah, there was like, it, to me, it was like they situation, things were like really progressing kind of rather like quickly. It wasn't like no long 8-10 year type situation. Sometimes people be booed up and they be together for like 10 years. Y'all remember Jennifer Hudson? She was with that man, that wrestler. Well, he was a attorney by trade, but remember, he wanted to live his fantasy out to be a wrestler. They was engaged for like 9 years, and then suddenly, and they had a baby in the midst of that, and then it broke off. Y'all, when I say I had never heard about no celebrity, no engagement going down for no 9 years like that, I just that would have me shook. But I guess it worked out because she didn't marry the man and have to deal with splitting up her money and her assets. So I guess sis won in that one. But I always thought it was kind of odd, or kind of crazy that they had such a long engagement. But anyway, back to the article at hand. Let me stay on focus, y'all, because y'all know I just start going on tangents. So that's that. So let's keep going. Ciara discovered Future's alleged infidelity. Like I said, that I never heard no details about the infidelity, but it was put out there. So it says shortly after the birth of their son, Future Zaire Wilburn, Ciara reportedly called off her engagement to Future in 2014 amidst cheating rumors, US Weekly. A supposed insider alleged to the outlet that Future cheated with his wardrobe consultant, Tarina Lee, and that Ciara was devastated and humiliated upon finding out the rumors, the news. Okay, I guess finding out the rumors. I'm getting messed up on that one. Y'all, I never heard of this right now. Who is Tarina Lee? We gonna have to, y'all know, we gonna have to jump and go find out who this woman is. Who that is, Harpo, because this is new to me. Like I said, I only just the whole cheating thing to me. I just remember, people kind of putting that as the reason because her music was talking about that. And y'all, like I said, artists will oftentimes put their lives and things into their music. Like they say that, they talk about that, like especially those like who write their music and things like that. They'll they put that on pen and paper. Who is that? Recently, a couple of months ago, right after Chloe Bailey had broke up with Gunna, I seen a live that she did. And she was like, y'all, if y'all ever want to know what's going on with me, listen to my music. So, like I said, that's an example of somebody saying, yo, like, I put my life, I put it on pen and paper. So those were her words, quote, if y'all ever want to know what's going on with me, listen to my music. And I felt that, like, I'm like, wow. And there you go. So she's not the first artist to talk about, writing on their personal experiences. Let's continue on. She found out about the affair through multiple sources in recent weeks. The anonymous insider claimed there was clear evidence when she approached Future about the cheating. This was clearly not just a one night thing. So they're saying, quote, she found out about the affair through multiple sources in recent weeks. So they're saying in the present, recently she found out about that was going on down there, as far as like who the exact person was he was cheating with, or I don't know about that part, but I want to definitely try to figure out who is Tyrena Lee, since this is the name that's been put out there. They're saying that she was his wardrobe consultant. So there was clear evidence when she approached Future about the cheating. This was clearly not just a one night thing. Okay, so Future denied cheating led to the broken engagement, stating in a 2015 HuffPost interview that he broke off the engagement before the cheating rumors. Quote, we grew apart when you, the man, you want to make certain decisions for yourself, and she want to make certain decisions, Future claimed. And I feel like the best route for me is to make more music, to go back to Atlanta and go back to my roots. Classic case of he said, she said. So going back down memory lane, I have heard, like, since their breakup, that basically, or I have even, maybe even more in recent times, heard people talk about they felt like when Future was with Ciara, his career took a hit. He wasn't putting out the same type of music, really, or even putting out much music. It was like he was just focused on his relationship with Ciara, love, I guess, being in love, all of that jazz. And then when he seemed like, nah, this ain't basically worth it, he was just like, nah, I can't do this. And it's almost like, okay, he chose to go the route of like getting his career back on track versus preserving the relationship that he had with Ciara at the time. Now, if I go back again, flashback back in. So I don't know if it was from this 2015 Huffington Post live interview, but I remember Future talking about part of like the reasons why his relationship with Ciara ended is because he found her to be kind of controlling, and even down to just the details of the wedding, not wanting to have certain family members of his be in attendance to the wedding, like things like that. Like, so he made it seem like it wasn't about cheating. It was just about me, like, yo, this ain't for me. I ain't finna be having some woman just kind of come and just run the show and control my life like that. So again, I'm just kind of reflecting back, I guess, around that 2015 time of why he said his relationship ended. Because I said I've never heard Ciara really speak on it. She just kind of dropped her music. So let's go on. This article also says after dealing with public heartbreak, Ciara took a second shot at love with Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson. So in 2015, the two were spotted holding hands at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and soon after, Wilson revealed that the couple agreed to stay celibate before tying the knot in July 2016. Quote, if you can love somebody without that, then you can really love somebody, he explained during the interview with The Rock Church. The media gushed over the newfound happiness of Ciara and Russell's relationship. Y'all, I'm going to pause there. I remember when that hit, I was like, this is not going to work. Going off of the roster of of who she's dealt with in the past, I did not see no Russell Wilson likes within that. So I'm like, this is just for publicity. This is just for like, this ain't it. I genuinely felt that. I'm like, this is not it. So when it turned out to be it, I'm like, wow, I guess I was wrong. So then I started to try to rationalize, like, well, why would that be it? And the only thing I can conclude is that Ciara made a conscious effort to do something different. Like they say, what they say, the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. I then interpreted that this woman was like, yo, I need a different outcome. I am a mother out here. I would like to be a wife. I believe Ciara came from a two-parent household. I believe her parents may still be together. So I just felt like this is a woman that's like, yo, I want a family. I want a solid stability for my child. I thought I was going to have that with Future, even though he had about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 baby mom. I don't know. Sometimes it's when we think that we got the golden ticket. Listen, we finna be the one to change the game. That's all I can rationalize when she hooked up with Future. She thought her stuff was different than them other 9, however many baby mamas he got. But as we came to see, no. And most of the time we find out that is not the case. So listen. So Russell was something different. And she's like, yo, what do I have to lose? Let me just go ahead and try something different. And fast forward, here we are today. And what they just celebrated, I think, 6 years of marriage. So what they say, time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. So they've been going strong. So we still watching. So the article also goes on to say, but Future was not buying it. When asked to comment about Ciara and Russell's choice to abstain from sex, the rich sex rapper said during a Huffington Post Live, God told me something else. He ain't tell me to wait. I guarantee you, after we did it, we prayed. Okay. Ciara, who welcomed their children with Russell following their wedding, inadvertently shed some light on her relationship with Future when describing what she loves about her husband. Quote, his conversation, it was just different. The I Bet singer said during the Red Table Talk episode, quote, the way that he looked at life was different. Also, the energy with my son, it was just right. And of course, the consistency. He's consistent. The consistency is so crucial. And of quote, maybe Future wasn't so quote consider consistent with Ciara. And it's funny she talks about the word consistent because I talk about consistency a lot when it comes to relationship. As a married woman, I've been married almost October 1st be 18 years. And I will tell anybody who will sit down and listen, when you are dating in those beginning years, consistency, that is one of the things you need to pay attention. Something as small as this person saying, yo, I got to do this, this, that, and the third. I'm going to hit you back at 2:00 in 15 minutes. That if that person can hold true to that, as something as small as that, they can hold true to those bigger responsibilities that come to play in life. I'm just saying, because that was a thing that I initially noticed about my husband, just the consistency. And like, wow, this man said he was going to call me and he did it. Okay. And I noticed that he just was a consistent man, like in all parts of his life. Here we are. So we dated 4 years before I got married. So I've been with this man over 20 years and the consistency has been consistent. So I felt that last statement when she talked about consistency. So anybody listening, whether you're a man looking at the woman looking at the man, consistency, pay attention to that. Do not overlook that. If he's not holding true to those little things, oh, hell no. Don't think this man or woman finna hold true to when it's come time to sustain the relationship, the marriage, having kids, a job, any of that, y'all. If somebody's consistent, they're going to be consistent across the board. I also throw in a side note. Ciara is my born day sister. We have the same birthday, Scorpio energy in the house. So I can understand and relate to these things that she is saying. And maybe it's because of that. But listen, sis, I'm with you. I hear you. So article also goes on to say, on top of having one of the most brutal celebrity breakups, Future and Ciara's constant battles in court played out in public eye. The main point of contention was about their son, Future Jr., with Future tweeting in January 2016, quote, I got to go through lawyers to see baby Future. The effery for $15,000 a month. The following month, Ciara filed a $15 million defamation lawsuit against her ex-fiance for public vent sessions about their custody battle, as the I'm out singer claimed Future's comments were slanderous and caused damage to her reputation. In the lawsuit, she alleged that Future only saw his son 19 times since December 2014, according to TMZ. I will also add a side note. When all of this was playing out, I kid you not, this energy that she was giving this man, that was the day when I said, I'm heavy into just like Zodiac stuff and all of that, if you have not picked that up. When I seen how this woman was giving this man the business and in the court, I said, I'm feeling a lot of my energy here. Let me stop and go to the net and figure out when is this woman's birthday. Kid you not, it hit me one day. I said, I need to find out more about this woman. When is her birthday? Y'all, when I saw sis had the same birthday as me, I was like, oh, I get it. Listen, let me tell you about us Scorpios. Our birthday is October 25th. I'm older than her. We have this mindset of we can do tit for tat, but we're gonna make sure that you not finna come out on top. You sting us, oh, we coming for your ass even harder. We will be the thorn in your ass. We will plot. We will do the most. We will make. Listen, don't mess us over. Do not mess us over. And I felt that energy. That's what made me be like, let me see when this woman's birthday was. And sure enough, same birthday. I was like, so I understood. She was operating, making his life a living hell when it came to his son because she was a woman scorned. She was pissed off. She was in her feelings. Many women can relate to that. They have either maybe experienced that or seen somebody else go through some things. Me personally, like I said, I've been in the same relationship for almost pretty much all my adult life. I'm 41 years old. So I knew exactly what it was. And she was giving that man that smoke, all that energy, because she was like, you played me, so I'm about to goddamn play you, period. And that's what she did. So, article also goes on to say Future filed a countersuit claiming his tweets did not garner any more publicity than the lawsuit itself did, and that he didn't damage their reputation because her career was already over. Now, if he don't damn stop playing. This man said her career is already over. Listen, somebody recently said that Future is also or Scorpio. Let me jump over and see what's Future's birthday. Because listen, baby, one thing I can't say too Scorpio. I already knew that early on in life. His birthday is November 20th. I do know Scorpio goes through November. So let me see if he's still in that. So he's kind of on the cusp of what Sagittarius. Let me see. So he's like at the November, I guess, Scorpio. So let me see what their date range, Scorpio dates. Let me see. Listen, because if he is like, I ain't never, I always said, no, I can't be dealing with. So Scorpio's it's from October 23rd through November 22nd. So this man's birthday is November 20th. So he's going into Sagittarius, but he's a Scorpio. So basically, you had two people with these very strong energies coming for one another's neck. That's why he hit that sting. Well, her damn career was already over. Already over. So what is you saying, sis? So basically, you just had just two strong Scorpios, like just going at each other's neck. Ouch, the person in the article says. So Ciara then sought sole custody of the baby, but in the end, the parents were awarded joint custody in January 2017, TMZ reported. Although there were a few court date battles unrelated to Future Jr. to come, it appears the exes are doing okay as of this writing. Happy Mother's Day. See, baby Future. Baby Future is life. Appreciate you, the rapper tweeted to Ciara for Mother's Day 2020. Okay, that was nice. I mean, listen, they came a long way. So for him to say that, Happy Mother's Day, see, baby Future is life. Appreciate you. So all right. All's well that ends well, as the saying goes. Listen. Listen, so I definitely learned a lot from this article about like what had been going down with them. Let me see. Baby Love 92 said November 21st is the last day of Scorpio, I think. When I just looked it up, let me share my screen because I was trying to, because it's funny though, lately I've been really building like some good relationships with Scorpios. On here, if you can see my screen, it's showing it goes through November 22nd. Baby love too, you say okay. Yeah, it goes through November 22nd. So he's right at the end. So he's on the cusp of no Scorpio and Sagittarius. So I'm not familiar really much with the Sagittarius energy. I said, okay, because you said 22nd. Got it. So I don't know much about that Sagittarius energy. But listen, I know ain't nobody energy like that Scorpio energy. And so when I recently learned that they both were the same, I'm like, okay, wow. No wonder why one, it didn't work. And two, why they was really going at it in the courts, because that Scorpio energy is like, yo, what you not gonna do is you not gonna win. You not gonna come out on top. Baby love 92. You say I'm a Scorpio too. Listen, November 12th. Wow. I gotta yes, November. One thing I noticed with the Scorpios too, I've noticed a different energy from October Scorpios versus November Scorpios. So I'm an October Scorpio. I believe Kim Kardashian, she's also a Scorpio too. I know Adrian Balon is a Scorpio. The thing I noticed to me about the Scorpio energy is that the October Scorpios are more extroverted. And then I noticed that November Scorpios are more introverted. So we got that same energy, but I just find that the October Scorpios are more of the people person. Like, we can kind of be be to we can kind of be to ourselves, but at the same time I think that we tend to kind of come out of our box, our shell, more so than maybe the November. You can let me know how you are. Like, would you be that one that's trying to be all on YouTube trying to talk? Would you be that one to go into a new environment and be okay with talking to complete strangers and striking up? Like, that's me. But the November Scorpios that I have in my life, that is not them. They are like, yo, I'm staying over here. Leave me alone. Versus me, I'm more apt to be like, hey, as anybody who know me, I will talk to anybody. But I wasn't that way as a child. But as an adult, like, I will talk to anybody. So the fact that they're both Scorpios, and when they in getting into a fight, and that's something I can say I've never done. I've never been into a fight with another Scorpio. Like the Scorpios that I've had in my life, like we just jail, but I've never like gotten into it and been into a fight with one. So Ciara definitely has big energy as well as Scorpio, but I'm going to say Ciara's is bigger just because of just her being on that October on that October side. So I'm glad that they definitely come long ways that we've watched with their relationship and how they interact, with one another when it comes to co-parenting. Baby Love Night 2, you say, yeah, I had a friend that's October 24th and she's extroverted, and you're right. I'm moved more introverted. It's crazy. I started to kind of notice the difference with the two. I guess as I started to see more Scorpio people come into my life, and I noticed that the ones and most of them were Novembers, that they kind of was very similar. And I seen those differences that I had with them. And mine's more so was about the introvert versus the extrovert. Like we still think very similar, but how we interact with people, I see that the Octobers are more extroverted than Novembers, but we can still rock with Novembers. It's just that I just say that November Scorpio is my alter ego. Like, oh, you're getting the nice and sweet Scorpio, but if you that sting part, okay, you down dipping into my my November energy, when you piss me off. So that's how I separate it, because y'all like more of that silent thing, me, I'm talking, and you're more apt to know, oh, ish, I just pissed her off, versus say your November one is probably because you guys didn't really mess with them like that anyway. Yeah, it's gonna be probably more of the surprise sting versus mine, where you kind of felt like it was on its way. But so yes, wow. So yeah, that wasn't gonna work. that wasn't gonna work. But at least now, they're at a place to where they can successfully co-parent. So I'm gonna jump over it. I want to show some of these comments that people are saying in regards to how they feeling about this song, this video with that people are thinking that it's about Ciara. Like, I don't know. Let's jump over here. So this looks like it's the Shades Room Instagram. So so I started kind of going through the comments and I'm like, okay, I know my thoughts, but let me see, what are people saying about the song, the music video, whatever, because I don't know if you've watched it, have you saw Baby Love 92? Have you saw the video? Because I can't play it like with the lyrics and things because y'all know YouTube be tripping, but um I can just have it showing like now with the music off. But definitely if you haven't watched the video, I suggest you watch it because I definitely want to know, like, what do you guys think? Like, do you guys think that he's talking about Ciara? um I think another thing that I can talk about is too with the Scorpio energy is when we're dealing with things, we like to gain an understanding of the why behind why is this going on? Why did this happen? And I feel like it's a matter, Baby Love 92, you say, no, not yet. Okay. So another thing, talk to me. Let me know, with the, as I talk about just the Scorpio energy, just from my perspective, let me know your perspective. I feel like with Scorpios, we do a lot of reflection, a lot of reflecting, and it helps us as far as with growth, with identifying like, okay, what happened? What what went wrong here, the why, the lesson in things. And I feel like to me, that has been a means of protection for me with being that way because it's prevented me from being a repeat offender to a lot of things. And I'm wondering now, is Future, we're doing a reflection and thinking like, damn, like going back in time, like what happened? What happened? And maybe that's where this song is coming from because he's like, yo, I'm seeing now more clearly what happened, what went wrong. And that's just a part of growth. And not everybody's capable or willing to do that. And I put that also in the realm of accountability. Like I'm big on accountability, taking accountability. And part of that is me being real about the role that I played in something. What did I do? What could I have done better? And like I said, me being that way, I feel like it has protected me from a lot of bull, a lot of drama, a lot of being a repeat offender for a lot of things. Like it's just been, everything for me. So that's what I'm wondering what's going on with Future is he's now at a point where he's grown and he's like, yo, C wasn't that bad, especially when he's gone through life and seen other types of women that maybe he's come across. And, you start doing comparison like, okay, today you might think this person's trash, this, and that. I can do better, whatever. And as time go on, you be like, you know what? That person wasn't all that bad. It was just, we was tripping. We were young, we really could have worked it out. And I'm seeing what they say, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And has Future came to see, because really think about it, like since Ciara, when it has come with his relationships, they've been so just drama filled, these new babies being born. It wasn't anything on the level of how it was with Ciara. Now, yes, granted, as Scorpios, yes, we can be controlling. We want to doggone run the show. We want to do that. But ultimately, we are good people. We are good people. And I'm just wondering if Future is seeing like, yes, she had her way about her, but we could have probably worked through that. She had that Scorpio energy, but we could have probably worked through that if we would have just really sat down and talked. Baby Love 92 says, I agree. Me too. I also see things the average person can't see, and I move accordingly to protect myself. Period. I tell people all day long, like it's nothing wrong with self-reflect, taking accountability, because it can be a means of protection. I see so many people, especially, I speak on here a lot of times from perspective or to my women, where we constantly doing things the same. As I say, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and again and expecting a different outcome. And I see a lot of us as women, like we doing the same thing. We've been repeat offenders. And you can say that probably Ciara may say that with all the men prior to Russell. They all had this same type of energy in common. Again, that her doing reflection, like, yo, like something ain't working here. There's a theme here. I got to take accountability for the decisions I'm making and the type of men that I'm choosing. I can't just be out here on these streets, YouTube streets, talking about, oh, men are trash. They're this, they're that, but not take into an accountability of the role that I'm playing in it, which is, okay, why am I choosing this one, that one? Like, what can I do differently? And in my last video, if you haven't seen that, I talked about the Ciara letter. You guys remember when Ciara came, there was this talk. I remember months back, like everybody talking about this Ciara letter. I didn't know what the Ciara letter was. I wasn't kind of interested. Like I said, I'm in a whole 20 plus year relationship, been married 18 years. So I wasn't really interested in it like that. But in that video, I'm like, let's go find this Ciara letter. And I found that Ciara letter. And basically, Ciara was just like, yo, she just put out there, y'all, these are the things I'm recognizing that I want in my life. This is what I want for myself. And that letter had to come from reflection, going within, thinking about, okay, damn, what moves have I made in the past that has landed me here? What can I do differently? Like it was a letter coming from a place of, I want better for myself. And it's going to start with me knowing that I deserve better and me making a conscious decision to move differently. That's what I got out of that letter. Y'all read that letter. Let me know what you get out of the letter. Like I said, it's on another live that I did not that long ago. And I may have had the link dropped in the description. Y'all know I usually drop my links in the description of, the places I go and explore for my lives. But Ciara did some reflection, and that's how I rationalized why she made that relationship with Russell work. Because y'all, I legit was like, this is not going to work. And looking at this woman, archive or Rolodex on the men like 50 Cent, y'all, in that video, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I showed the lineup of everybody she was linked with. Some of them I was surprised. There was even alleged that she had been linked with T.I. That was a new one for me. So check that video out because I got the information, the details, all the tea in that. But I'm like, well, hell, like she's like, okay, I'm a mom now. I gotta do better. And it's going to start with me making a change with the type of men I choose to give my time to. Baby Love 92 says, right, she changed it up and look at the outcome she got. That's all. Listen, that's all I say. Baby Love 2, you say she took control of her life, period. Like, that is all. I tell everybody, like, it's just about being intentional. Like, I tell anybody that will sit and listen, me, what I do, what I have, it ain't about me being no different, no better than nobody else. It's about me being intentional, me making a conscious decision, the effort to want better, to do better, to have it reflect in my moves, my decisions I make. It starts with the thought process. Like everything starts in the thought process. Everything starts there. Like, and then as I talk about, early on in the live, the consistency, she said she found Russell to be consistent. I tell any woman, when you're first dating a man, pay attention to his consistency. Is he consistent? That is going to be a key factor. It's not everything, but it's a good one to start out with. Am I dealing with somebody who is showing consistency? And C talked about that's what she saw in Russell. He was consistent. Let me jump back over to this article. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I want to show some comments. Let me jump back over to the Instagram where people were kind of commenting on the video. So somebody's like Keyshawn, because I think the girl Shannon, her character name is Keyshawn, I guess in the P Valley in the show, P Valley. So then they're putting in, let me see, big win, this record, the one, let's go FBG. And somebody said, Derek going to be hot about this one. Keyshawn, Mississippi, run. They like, run. Future is not the one. Somebody said, Shannon, keep y'all relationships at this video shoot. Keep y'all relationship at this video shoot. They like, sis, don't take it nowhere else. Somebody says, I crooked letter, crooked letter, humpback, humpback. First off, she's gorgeous. I love how she's really in the videos on P Valley in real life. She's gorgeous. This man makes the best toxic songs. Yeah, this is it. She looks amazing. Favorite song, Derek let her out. She's so beautiful. I know she better leave Derek by next weekend. One thing about Future, he loves black, beautiful women. Somebody got Toxic King, done did it again. She's so damn fine. She's gorgeous. Can't nobody make me not love Future. Like Future gonna always have his fans, period, regardless. And my thing is one thing to be a fan of somebody, but you gotta know when to draw the line. Like somebody made a comment, yo, sis, leave that situation on set at that video shoot. Don't be trying to take it off set and be trying to have no flings with this man. Like again, that comes from just um discernment, paying attention, reading the room, seeing, okay, is this somebody I need to be getting caught up with? Paying attention to how this person has moved historically, because that's going to kind of be a good indicator of how this person is, in your present. Like you can't ignore someone's past. You can take that into an account as you're trying to determine how you want to move in the present and what your future may look like. But we can't just completely ignore someone's past. That's where you get your feelings hurt. And you thinking, like I said, with Ciara, I feel like when it came to Future, she chose to overlook his past discretions. Again, she had that energy of, okay, well, I'm different. I'm gonna be the one and I can relate to that even just with my Scorpio energy, with having this energy of I can bring out the best in everybody. Or you might have got that energy out of that person, but I'm gonna get a different version. So I understand. I think a lot of that too is rooted in just the confidence that we have, that we move with great confidence. Baby Love 92 says, when you finally make good changes in your life, you feel better. You look better, you move different, have new doors opening. We all just have to do the work because it's not easy. The biggest enemy is ourself, period. I wholeheartedly agree. Everything starts with self. Once we get that in our mind that it's time to make a change, implement a game plan, put it into place, like the sky is the limit. And when you look at Ciara and what she did following Future, she's the testament to show that it does work. Like it starts with you and you wanting different, you wanting better for yourself. Baby Love says our biggest enemy is ourselves. Baby Love 92 says never take people for granted, period, because a lot of times we don't get another opportunity to fix things. And I feel like, Future is sitting in the opportunity isn't there for him to fix things on the level when it comes to like a relationship. He can repair things with her when it comes to just the co-parenting aspect. But like the prime example, Diddy, when it comes to Cassie, he all at award ceremonies shouting out some man's wife, and it's the same thing. A lot of times, unfortunately, people don't appreciate what they have until it's gone. And and a lot of times, and women can do it too, where we have a good man around, and when he's gone, it's like, damn, like I really effed that up. I really fumbled the ball on that one. But more often than not, I guess we hear about it, when it comes to the man messing up and him missing his blessing or not appreciating that good woman when she was there. So like I said, I use Diddy as an example, where when it comes to Cassie right now, he's talking and saying more positive things about this woman now that she's somebody's whole wife with 2 kids than he was when she was at home with him in his bed. The same thing he did with Kim Porter, his baby mama. He giving her more love and shout outs and all this recognition now that she somewhere buried, or however they laid her to rest. And now he's saying all these sweet nothings and saying she was his soulmate and this like that. But though when this woman was alive and breathing and bearing your children and taking care of them, that's not the love. Like you wasn't, what they say, giving her flowers when she was here. And it's just so often, like, people just do stuff, and I think it's just a sign of just people who are selfish. You got a lot of narcissistic people in this world who just think that everything revolves around them. And then at the end, they left by themselves, looking, in the mirror, in the rearview mirror, looking at, looking at their past, and all they can do is just reflect on how they just royally effed up. Future, I feel like that is what he is doing. He's reflecting, he's looking in the mirror, and he's like, wow, I could have really had something with C. Like, we really legit could have had something, because I don't see why this man would come out and, with all of this to have this perception that that's what he's thinking, if that wasn't the case. Like, why? What would be the point? Baby Love 92 said, right does work. Right. Do the work. It works. Yes, do the work. A lot of people don't want to do the work. If people would rather sit and complain about their situation than to actually do the work and put in the work to change their situation. Like, like I see it all the time. Like that, like YouTube. I feel like we are in a times of battle of the sexes. Men complaining about the women are complaining about the men, but not enough work is being done. It's more energy being put into talking about the problem versus the solutions. Coming together. How can we come together and just make this thing that's a problem like go away? It's really not that deep. It comes down to just people working together. A relationship is work. See, like I said, I understand that Scorpio energy, that I need to be in control energy. Like, that is very real. But you know what? We can be turned around. Like, we can get out of that when we're working with, when there's somebody in our life who's trying to hold us account, make us be accountable to say, yo, you trying to run the show. It can't go down like that. It's like, no, this is not how it works. And the thing about us is that, we can move and navigate, switch the deal. We can, what's the word? Conform. We can change. Like, we got our way about us, but we're not idiots as well. So I feel like if Future would have probably did a bit, use his words more, did been more, probably been more upfront about how he was feeling when it came to whatever qualms that he had about the relationship, I feel like him and Ciara could have worked through it. Like, because if you're not saying anything and you and your feelings, like, man, she doing this, she doing that, and you just go and react and go out in the streets and just do the most, like, what is that doing? Like, it's not doing anything. It's just now creating a whole nother problem. It weakens your argument when you were saying, well, you was doing this. Oh, okay, so that's how you thought to resolve it, by going and doing that. Then it's thrown out the window. Like, so I really feel like he's like, yo, I really didn't handle, or I didn't handle things right with her. I didn't handle things right with C. Like, I didn't. Now, the point of him coming out here and putting this video out, being, like I said, this woman is a whole nother man's wife. Like, why, bro? Why do that? Because it's like when Puffy did that shout out to Cassie, like, are you trying to take jabs at these women's new men? Like, Future, are you kind of a part of you feeling like, man, I know C still got to have some feelings for me, and you trying to kind of low key put it out there somewhere so she may continue to possibly maybe circle back around? Like, yo, I just want to understand, like, what's your thought process? Baby Love 92, you say, I just seen the video. I think he realized he has something good. Instead of him being selfish, he hopes she finds someone better because he couldn't give her what she deserved, and acknowledging. Right. So for him, and I get that. And the thing about it, for him to put it out here the way that he is, to me, is making me feel that if she were to accept him back, he would be here for it. Like, just like if Cassie were to go, accept Puffy back. And I don't feel that these women are going to go back. Let me just say this. I hope they don't. I think sometimes people are left to be where they were. Like, I don't think everything deserves to be kind of backtracked and go back. Like, how often does that work? In some rare situations it does, but in the situation with Puff Daddy and Future, when it comes to Cassie and Ciara, I don't think that's the move to kind of backtrack. I think these ladies are in more solid situations, and I think that they're with men who are appreciating their value, period. Like, only thing that the men like Puff Daddy and Future can do is do better, learn from their past relationships and just do better in the next one. That's all we can do, because we don't often, a lot of times, get do-overs with the same people. Like, more often than not, I think we don't. We just have to take that lesson and apply it going forward. And that could be all by design, where you weren't meant to be with that person. You're meant to be with somebody else, but going through whatever you went through with that person was to prepare you for that new person that has just come. Like that part. Like, sometimes people just get so hung up in what didn't work or what happened or it's like that victimist mentality. It's like, oh, this happened to me. But sometimes, we have to go through things to learn and to prepare ourselves for what's to come, for future blessings to come. Baby Love 92 says the fact that he wasn't the man for her because of the mindset he was in at the time, you have to acknowledge, yes, like his mindset, and it comes with growth. Like, I don't know how old, let me see, they were together in like 14. So Future, let me see, how old is Future? Because right now he's 38. So 14. So he was like in his mid 20s, like he was like, or like 29, late 20s, like he was young. So I can see why now it's just like, because they say most men don't really be ready to really sit down, settle down, do that, really, to really be taken serious until they maybe like around 31. So he was like right underneath that in age, I would say, or right around that time. So Future, he's grown, but only time will tell with the decisions that he make with who he chooses to eventually settle down with and maybe marry. It's going to be telling as to, like, did he really learn from his past situations, and like, did he really grow from it? Because people can say things all the time, but what they say, action speaks louder than words. And Future's actions are going to have to really show, for us to be like, yeah, he's learned, he's in a different place, this, that. And, it may very well be true, but I'm gonna go off of like his actions. Will we be hearing about him bearing more children just randomly like he has? Like right now, I don't know if Nick Cannon trying to outdo him, outpace him with the kids and baby moms. I don't know, because we really haven't heard as of late, in the more recent times, like of Future having, more children on the way. So I don't know if he's maybe calmed down, because hell, he almost 40 years old. He need to. So hopefully he has, and hopefully he's now in a mindset of, you know what, I need to sit down somewhere, get me a solid one, and act like I got some sense and be an example to my children. Like, you, baby Future, that's a son. I'm sure he got other sons. Like, I got boys. Like, it's about, and what they say, when it comes with growth, you start thinking more about family. You're thinking about your legacy. And I wonder if he's just thinking about, okay, listen, I don't want the best quality of man. I don't want Russell to be who he deems as being, oh, what a man looks like, and like, no, I'm his father. I want him to look up to me. I want him to use me as the example of the correct way to do things as a man. So Future could be thinking along those lines as well, because baby Future, he's getting two completely different examples of manhood. You got his daddy, who's his example is sling your D all over the place, make kids. So baby Future got a whole bunch of siblings. Then you got the example of stepdaddy. He got stepdaddy, who's like, the example he's showing is, hey, you find someone, you marry them, then you create a family with that person. Like, those are completely different examples that baby Future is getting. So it's going to be interesting to see, as baby Future grow up, what message will appear to have resonated with him the most. The message that he saw from his father's actions. Because remember, I say action speaks louder than words. Will it be that message, or will it be the message coming from his stepfather? Which one will we see? At this point, I'm hoping that he kind of exudes more so the one from the stepfather, because he's showing what it is to build family structure, create family structures, take care of family, be responsible, be a good dad, be a good husband. Like I'm hoping that baby future, like that's the example um that resonates with him the most. And we'll see again as time goes on how it plays out with his life's choices. Baby Love 92 says you are right. Words and actions has to match up. Period. They like they got to match up. One is nothing without the other. Like just to even succeed or accomplish your goal, like you need them both. It's the yin and the yang. You got to have them both in order for it to work. So to me, Russell and Ciara both found a good thing in one another. Now, I will say, Ciara, I feel like she's moving a lot in these streets as though she is still like this whole single woman out here trying to live her best life, twerking it out. I mean, I would like to see her moving differently, and I'm not saying she needs to turn into a nun, but I'm just kind of overseeing her twerking it out in the streets like the Megan Thee Stallions or Cardi B's, because I would want to see her just moving on in a different capacity. And again, remember I talk about examples. She now has what, 3 children? She got 2 sons and a daughter. Kids are impressionable. Her daughter, she's a big girl now. What is she, probably about 4 or 5 now? Like, so do y'all think that she's seen her mom's latest video? Like, do you think that video will fall in a category where her mom, Ciara, be like, "Nah, baby, you can't watch this one"? My thing is, if you got to have a certain category where I got to tell your child, "No, you can't watch this one," then that's when nah, we shouldn't be doing it. We shouldn't be doing something that we're not proud to present to our children. Rule of thumb. If I can't go and just say, "Hey, kids, let's all get into this and watch mommy's work and appreciate what mommy has done as she's building to create a life, a future, a legacy for you all." If I can't comfortably say, "Hey, come look at this with me," or be good with whatever questions you have from what you've seen in my works, then that's a sign that, okay, nah, maybe this isn't it. Because I really can't imagine how that conversation would go with Ciara's daughter, seeing her mama popping it and cheeks all out in the latest music video. Like, what is she saying to her daughter? You can do anything, you can pop your butt if you choose to. It's your butt. Like, what? Come on now. Come on now. Baby Love 92 saying being consistent as well. Yes, that's true. Like, yeah, we got to be consistent. It takes practice like anything else to be consistent at something. It's practice. It takes practice. Is Ciara into acting? I'm not quite sure, but if Ciara's into acting, I can't recall any movies. Was she in Bring It On 2 or one of those movies maybe? I don't know. I don't think acting really is her thing. I think I would just like to see her move away, I guess, from music and just try something else, because I feel like at this point she's trying to force music onto people like, "Yo, y'all gonna love me." Like, and I think too, a lot of that's that Scorpio energy to be the best at everything. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be the best. Right now, I have not accomplished my goals of getting, what do you get for singing? Is that the Grammys? Like, I don't know if Ciara ever got a Grammy. Probably not. I don't know. Y'all can let me know. But it just seemed like she's like destined to like to reach a certain level when it comes to her music. And I personally feel like Ciara's time has kind of come and gone, and it's fine. Everything, sometimes things is for a season. I think it's okay. I would like to see her doing more with, maybe if she had a foundation or something, or maybe opened up a dance school, or even if she did a reality show with people who are just trying to get into the business and things like that. I just would really like to see her more in I guess, a teacher type form, somebody to just help those who are coming up, like the new generation. To be somebody, say, like, okay, let's just say Megan Thee Stallion, where she can be a teacher, as far as to some things. But I just don't want to see Ciara out here on the same stage as Megan Thee Stallion. I'm just sorry. I just don't. And I think, it's okay to be a wife and a mom, but I just sometimes feel like Sierra's feeling like maybe she's getting lost in that world of being a wife and a mom. And she's like, okay, I'm Sierra. I'm still this, I'm still that. Okay, but when you took on, the responsibility of being a wife and a mom, it's gonna change things. And that's okay. Like we can't move the same way we move as a single person that we move as a married person. Like it creates confusion. It creates, especially when you got kids. So it creates confusion. She has one Grammy. Okay, thank you. So she got a Grammy. I don't know what else she trying to get, but I mean, I guess that Grammy must have came many years ago. Probably, I would imagine, yeah, definitely had to be pre Russell Wilson. So that's good. Okay, well, I mean, what you trying to have one for each finger? Like, I don't, what is your end game? I don't know. I just feel like she's just like, yo, I am not letting go of this music. And, you can let me know, were you here for her new song that dropped? You know, the visuals, she's still a great entertainer. I wasn't here for the actual song in itself, to be honest. She looked good in the video, but I just personally wasn't here for seeing her pop lock and shaking and twerking it out. I'm just like, okay. I just feel like, at this point in our lives, when you're approaching 40, it's about moving differently and just kind of doing something else. And I don't know. That's just my opinion. We'll see how them sales go. I don't know how her sales been going since the single. I think she maybe got an album that's coming out. So what they say, the numbers don't lie. The numbers do not lie. So the numbers, it'll tell of whether or not people are here for it or not. I've heard people, in the YouTube streets, where some were here for it and then some were not, so I don't know which way most people feel. I don't know, but like I said, when the numbers don't lie. So when albums released, then if people are here for it collectively, it's going to show in her numbers. So some of these comments, finally a black queen. I'm here for Shannon. Anybody will love them better than you, Future. Like Future got a bad reputation when it comes to just women relationship like that, and it's because of him. Like, but unfortunately, the reputation that he has, it hasn't impacted women still choosing to flock towards him. Hence why he got so many children by so many different women. Again, that's just back to us. We as women got to move differently, read the room, pay attention to history, those who came before us, and really think realistically, am I much different than that person? Like, okay, think about all the women that came post Ciara. Like Ciara was Ciara on top of her game when they got together. So that Grammy was probably around that time she was with him, if not before. So these women that's following after Ciara, like, what were your mindset? Was your mindset like, okay, I can do something that Ciara wasn't able to do? Like, what the, like, I don't understand. Like, we can't, I think a lot of times as women will have this mindset, this savior mindset that we can change people. Like, I felt like I remember when Ciara, was with Future and they were doing interviews. I think she might have was on the Breakfast Club or something. But I just got this sense that she just felt like she can change him, like she can bring out another side of him. And I understand that because I've had that mindset where I felt like, okay, I can bring out a different version, and then early on, thank God in life, like I learned before meeting my husband that you cannot change people. People are who they are. And if the person, when you meet them, they not what you need them to be or what you want them to be remotely, then go ahead and let them go. Don't hold on to, okay, well, I'm gonna stick around and maybe they gonna change. Do not, I advise, I repeat, do not ever have this mindset of I can change them, let me just give it some time, they just still growing. No, go ahead and leave them alone. If you want to let them still grow and change, let them do that on their own, not on your time. Later on in life, maybe when they have grown and changed, and if you are available and you want to bark up that tree again, so be it. But don't let them try to get it right and do all that on your watch and send you through the blue. That's not what we're doing over here. That's not what I advocate over here, at least. Yeah, he does. Let me see. Baby Love, like you said, right. So they to blame as well. Everyone has free will. Yeah, everybody have free will. So I don't believe in just putting the blame on one or the other. I'm all about accountability, and we got to be accountable. And I don't think it's enough of that going around where people are opting to take, to be accountable. Like I said, I think it's just easier to just point the finger. But you can always look at those who have that victim, I call it a victim mindset, or as I heard someone, call it the victim mentality. No, he called it the victim Olympics. I just think that a lot of people do that. And I think that people who do that is evident when you look at their life and the things that they have and don't have. And you can see the why, because they have this victim mentality. And you can't get through life with a victim mentality. You're just in this spinning cycle, just with what they say, wash, rinse, repeat, where you're continuing to do the same thing over and over again. Like, and you're not getting anywhere. And all you're doing is just sitting and complaining about what somebody isn't doing for you or what somebody has done for you. Like, I see it all the time and it's so annoying. And and you can tell when people are not open to change. When, if I'm talking to someone, I bring it up and they still go down that path of the blame game. I'm like, okay, yeah, nah, they ain't ready. They ain't ready. But all right, well, hopefully one day you figure it out. Otherwise, guess what? You just gonna be by yourself. Period. So you say you good by yourself. Okay, well, look like you ain't gonna have no other choice. So I guess you're gonna have to be good by yourself, because ain't nobody trying to be around somebody too long who has a victim mentality. Like, would you? Baby Love 92 said, right, I had that mindset in my early 20s and I learned that you can't. No, like my thing is that at some point, maybe all of us or most of us had that mindset, but it's about, what do you call it? Pivoting, changing, switching it up when you see like, nah, this, this ain't it. You recognizing it. And that's the thing that I feel like with myself, and like you, Baby Love 92, you said early on, you realize, like, that's the thing, because sometimes people, that light bulb don't go off and they get it right until way later in their life. And it's just a blessing that I was someone who got it early in life before becoming somebody's baby mama and being dogged out or ran through by multiple men. Like, I got it early on. So I am just definitely thankful that I figured it out in my early 20s, like you, or at 20. I figured it out very early. Listen, y'all, I got this mess figured out low key, like before when I graduated high school. Like, it was like right then and there when I figured it out. Like, you know what? Oh, hell no, I'm about to go into adulthood. And what we not going to do is be having this struggle life going on where I'm, nah, I'm not doing that. So, sis over here learned it very early. Baby Love 92 said, true. I think that ego come into play when one does not accept accountability. Yes, that's a good point when you talk about ego. But it can hold us back. It can hold us back. Ego can hold you back. And it's only and when people do that, it just impacts them. They're only doing a disservice to themselves, not the other people. Like, when your pride or your ego is preventing you from acknowledging your wrongdoing, you're just doing a disservice to yourself. It's your life. And until people start to see it from that point of view, they just going to be lost in the sauce. They're going to just still be out here just wishing they had something different, blaming the opposite sex as to, or whoever, even if it's the same sex, blaming the other people as to why they are where they are, why they don't have what they have, instead of taking accountability. So you can always see, those people who just ain't gonna get it. You just be like, oh, okay, I see what you're on, and you just move on next, because it ain't hurting me. You just hurting yourself. Baby Love 92 says, that's true. The same cycle, different day. It's not that hard, but it just seems like it's something that so many people find it so hard to I don't know if I think it's just people find it hard they don't want to, I think accepting something or acknowledging that you understand says that, okay, you no longer have the excuse to not do the work. And I think that a lot of this stems from people not wanting to do the work, because that's the hard part. I'm going to say it like that is the hard part. Like, doing the work. Like you can, like Future can say, okay, yeah, I messed up, whatever, but that the work is the action part. That's the hardest part, doing the work. And but before you do the work, it starts with you acknowledging that there is work that's needed to be done. And people, they're like, because if I start acknowledging stuff, that mean I'm people gonna be looking for me to do it. So and I ain't finna be doing that because and again, like I said, you just setting yourself up. You just keeping yourself, held down in the trenches. Like who's trying to be out work all hard like that or have a need to their need, like why would one want the need to be right to be more important than to have quality relationships? Like that part, like I am so stuck on being right to where I don't care if my need to be right means that nobody rocks with me because whatever, long as I'm right. Where is that getting you? So the F what? And that's something I had to learn in life. Like, yeah, it's like I've been through that stage where, okay, I want to be right. I got to be right. I got to win this argument. But then with growth, I came to learn like, okay, what's more important? Is it about being right or is it about having good, healthy relationships? Like everything don't have to come down to somebody being right or more right. Like it's not that serious. Everything don't have to be up for a debate. Like, damn. Like it really doesn't. Baby Love 92 says one can know everything they have to do, but the execution is the cause for no movement towards change. Like you said a word like right there, like these people will acknowledge, no, I haven't put in no work or done nothing, but still, um, it's their fault. Or the reason why I ain't putting no work in is because they like it's always circled back around to what somebody did for them. Like you can pick this up when you're in a conversation with somebody with how their mentality is. If you're in a conversation with somebody and no matter what the topic is or what you're talking about, it leads back to them and what somebody has done to them, regardless of what you may have started out talking about. That's how you know you're dealing with somebody who has a victim mindset. And 9 times out of 10, these same people who are speaking like this, they're alone. Or say if they're not alone, they're in some trash relationship. But a lot of times they're alone because even the other person still ain't even trying to stick around to even be with them. But they'll still swear up and down like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I'm over here in this situation by myself because I want to, not because I have. No, yes, you're right because you don't want to put in the work. So yes, you're right because you want to, because in order for you to have anything remotely better, you're going to have to acknowledge you're wrong for doing, which is going to cause for you to have to put in the work. So you are right about that part with because you want to, because you don't want to put in the work. So you're getting the results that you're getting. So yes, own that part. You're absolutely right. Baby Love 92 said, me too, having good relationships for 100. Right. I'll take that any day over trying to be right. Baby Love said, my mom used to always say, but what did you do? Period. That's funny. Like, what did you do? That's the thing. Like, I say that to people like, hey, yeah, I'm hearing you, but what was your role in it? And you got a good number of people that don't want to acknowledge their role in it. And it's just like, oh, okay, well, all right. Well, good luck with that. That's all I have to add. I don't have anything else to add after that other than, okay, well, good luck. Good luck with that, because I already know that everybody in any relationship, it takes two. And even yes, it's easy for you to point the finger and identify the wrongdoings of that person. But guess what? That person they got an opinion about you too. So you can't be over here saying or acting like, okay, your opinion is more important than theirs, and that, oh, theirs don't count or theirs don't matter because you right and they wrong. And like it's not how it works. Acknowledge, like, okay, I see what you said, I see what you did, you right, yeah, I could have been different in this area. And as a result, I started doing this. So yeah, okay. All right. All right. I see. Let's try to but you got people that don't want to do that. And I think maybe at that time with Future and Ciara, they were two people that weren't trying to do that at the time. It was just the focus on right and wrong versus having that sit down of saying, hey, we off kilter here, like we got to fix this, because my thing is, when you find a relationship worth fixing and holding on to, you're going to stop and do those things. If it's not of a value to you, you'll just let it, just go on by the wayside. And at that time, I feel like, Future didn't value his relationship with Ciara like that. So he was like, you know what, it's work, I ain't got time for this. I'm behind, I need to go get some studio time anyway. And he just jumped into his music. And then now fast forward, we about, he's been married 6 years, so we close to 10 years, about 8 years out. And he's like, damn, like 8 years ago, I was in a different place. I was in a different place. And now today, I'm like, wow, I really could have moved differently. It really could have just been resolved with us just sitting down and listening to one another. And people don't want to do that. Everybody want to talk. Nobody want to listen. Baby Love 92 said, when I would tell her what one did to me. Yeah, like, yeah, I mean, I get that. That's great that your mom would say that to you. I mean, that's not something I grew up, I'm just going to keep it real. The example that I've grown up seeing have been more of the victimist mindset. Like, okay, this person did this to me, so it's resulted in me doing this or me being this way, versus having conversations about, okay, the parts that I could have done better. I didn't see that. I actually do more of preaching that, into people versus, me getting that from, those before me. I didn't get that. So that's good that you grew up with, that mindset, and your mom, saying, hey, well, what did you do? So that's something, I'm a parent, something that I would keep in mind, if my kids come to me with, oh, well, somebody did something to me or whatever, that's a good one. I like that one. Baby Love 92 says, so he allowed her to slip right through his fingers, possibly not knowing what the future outcome would be. Right. Right. Exactly. Not knowing what the future outcome could be. No, what they say, hindsight is 2020. So what they say, my favorite saying is, we live and we learn. And then one saying my mom would always say, and I started to really understand it probably when I got about 30, is she would say, if you live life long enough, you will experience some things, you will go through some things. And because there were things of, in my 20s, like I couldn't understand, I hadn't lived life long enough. And, once I got into my 30s, I'm like, wow, like I can see what she meant by that, because it's just like, wow, I've experienced some things. Now I see how easy it is to maybe react or respond this way. When back before I'd experienced any, I didn't understand it. I maybe had an opinion and a lot to say about it, but I didn't understand. Now I understand. So I feel like, because at the age of 41, I've experienced life for a minute. I still got a ways to go, but I got a lot to share, especially to those who are in their 20s who are coming up. Like anybody who wants to listen, I got a lot of wisdom to speak on, and I bring that to this channel when I talk about certain, these different topics, because I see our young girls doing the same thing over and over again, and I feel as though they don't have people in their lives showing them a different way of doing things or speaking the positive message, like telling them, no, that's not how we do it. You need to try to do it this way in order to yield a different result. You don't want to do it that way. That's the way I did it, and look where I'm at. Like, I don't think enough of our young girls like see that. I think they're moving based off of many of them of just the example that they saw. I largely didn't, when it came to at least relationships, didn't really move off of the example I saw. I moved off of something different, because I'm like, yo, the examples I'm seeing, I'm not saying that they've been working out for, the ladies in my family. Let me try to switch gears and do something different. Let me try to maybe get married first instead of maybe bringing babies into this world. Like, yo, it was just a matter of me just looking to do the opposite, but that's not what most people do. Most people just follow suit with what came before them. like it's like almost like you're the natural way of how people go about. That's why the statistics are what they are. Like statistics show if you are the product of a teen parent, like you will become a teen parent. That's how that goes. What they say is it's real when they say you are a product of your environment. You're a product of your environment. The work comes in when, and I always say this, the work comes in when you choose to do something different. It's easy to fall in line and do what everybody else is doing, which is why I feel like, a lot of our young girls, they pop, lock, and twerk, and they just they moving differently, and a lot of them moving the same, looking the same. They're just following suit with what everybody else is doing. It's not enough of them choosing to move and do something differently to yield a different result, because they don't have those examples like that. They're not seeing it, it's greater numbers seeing the ratchet behavior versus seeing the positive behavior. So I come out here to speak along the lines of that positive behavior, because I feel like the right person, the one that needs to hear the message, will hear the message. There is a different way of doing things. And if you just take a leap on faith, step out of fear, and to try to do something different, you could end up with a far better result than you could have ever imagined. I am a walking testament of that. It just started with me taking a chance on doing something different, not doing something I saw, but doing something the opposite. Because what I saw was like, nah, I don't want that. Like, no judgment, no shade to you, but I'm just saying, if I have this choice to choose something, I don't want to choose that. I want to just try this over here. And when me trying that over there, it worked out for me. It worked out for me. Baby Love 92 said my grandmother would tell all her grandchildren that, like, but what is that? Judge Hatchett. If you don't know if any of you remember, I don't know if she's still on the court TV show, Judge Hatchett. And I think she named her book this, but she said her grandmother would say, if it was easy, everybody and their mama would be doing it. And that has always stuck with me, because just from my own experience, I've come to see that it's far easier to not do anything or do those positive things or to try to better your situation, because it's hard work to it's hard to be great. Like, that ain't easy. That means you put work in it. To me, it's easy to be a lost cause, to be a loser. It's hard to be great, because it takes discipline, it takes consistency, it takes accountability, it takes all of that. That's the hard work. Like, that's work. That's hard work. And people like, shit, I ain't trying to put in that work, especially these young girls like, shit, if I could find me somebody like a future, somebody else who would do it for me, I ain't trying to do all that, And I think that's where that mindset come from, because girls are like, shit, what I need to do all that for? I can go get him or get somebody else to do it. But it leaves you open to be able to be ran through, taken advantage of, tossed to the side when they done. Like, where's the empowerment in that? So I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's unfortunate, but I just hope for the best, for our young millennials, our young people that's coming up, that, they eventually get it. But right now, I just shake my head. I'm like, wow. I shake my head and hope for the best. I have a daughter. I try to teach her the way of thinking, so she won't be one of those young girls that's caught up in this, and it has this mindset of looking to see what the next person going to do for her, or pointing the finger at, and placing blame on why somebody is the way they are. So I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna drop the link for any of you who are on here, because I'm usually on here talking, but I said I want to do better with we're inviting people to come up. So I'm gonna drop the link. So if you want to and just, so I make sure you're not a troll, just make sure like your camera, is on, but you don't have to have it on talking, but just so I can at least initially maybe see you, because y'all know trolls just be doing the most. So that's the link if anybody wants to come up and talk about any of these things that I am talking about. And let me know like your thoughts on things, like, and it can be about future, or as I touched on Diddy, and just men or people in general, like they just making these moves, and they just move it without a purpose. And then after the fact, it's just like, damn, like, wow, I let that one get away. Meanwhile, Puffy up on the stage shouting out Cassie. And then you got Young Miami down there in the damn audience holding up signs talking about go Poppy. Like, like that's what I'm talking about. You got this young woman that's in the audience that's like showing appreciation to you, but you on the stage talking about the one that got away. Like, like that's you talking about the one that got away. So it really don't have to be that way. I think that we can do better and appreciate people, when they're around. Give them their flowers when they're around. Don't just, be one to have to live in the past and to experience regret because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. That because you didn't understand the assignment at the time. And now you out here writing that damn songs or giving Easter speeches at award shows about somebody who's moved on and finally found their worth, finally found somebody who recognizes their worth and appreciates them. And I think Ciara and Cassie have both done that. They found men who value them and appreciate them. And everybody isn't lucky enough to experience that. And I think it's a beautiful thing when you do experience it. And when you experience it, you should hold on to it. You should hold on to it and not take it for granted, not take it lightly, not think that, okay, it's something that's easy to come around. And I think a lot of our young girls, they're young, they're beautiful, they got all the body parts, everything's sitting up the way it's supposed to. And they think that that's going to be the case forever. So when they are coming encounter with men and things like that. And some of them are quality men. They're just like, nah, I'm not ready to, I don't want to just settle down. They're just stuck in just living in the present and thinking nothing about their future. I think a lot of not enough people spend enough time thinking about their future. I think we got so many people who are just living in the moment, who are like, they just focused on the moment. And I was a kid, a young girl who thought about her future a lot. I didn't just make moves based off of what my situation was at the time. I thought about what I wanted my life to be like in the future and how the decisions that I made in the present could impact that. That is what I did. And that's not something that I was taught really. It was just something that came from me just observing just people and how people moved. And again, just taking a leap on faith to try something different, try something that I hadn't seen, at home or things like that. I might have seen it in friends or on TV, on television shows, but it was just taking a chance to try something different. And it worked out for me. And I urge for anybody who hears this to take a chance with trying something different. It's okay. It is quite okay. If you already know what it's like to keep doing what you're doing, like, what do you have to lose? Like, really legit, like, what do you have to lose? So I'd love to hear what you have to say. Drop a comment. Let me know, like, are you here for this new Future song? With the beautiful actress Shannon Thornton featured in it as the love interest, or are you like, okay, yes, Future, we see you, we recognize that you may recognize that you messed up, or do you even interpret it that? Do you just get something completely different from the video? Are you like, oh, it's just a song, it's just a video, he don't mean nothing, people reading too much into it? Or are you like, nah, I think, he's recognizing that, he messed up and he let a good one get by, and he's like, yo, I wish you the best. Because the video is about the young lady, the love interest moving on, being with a man who's an athlete. And then her having, looks like she has a child there is a child in it. So I don't know if it's presumed that it was her child she had going into the relationship, or if she had that child with the man, but there is a child. But it just, a lot of the similarities have people thinking that he's talking about Ciara. So I'm gonna drop the links for the sites that I went to, to have this discussion, so you can kind of see, you know, um, what people are saying pertaining to this video, their thoughts, because a lot of people have opinions on it, just as I do. And I came out here to talk about it. Also, we learned a lot. I learned a lot about the reasons, presumed reasons as to why their relationship didn't work. So yeah, I'm gonna share the links to all of that. So y'all know how I do. I drop the links in the description. So if you want to kind of go back and check them out, but definitely like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. Also drop a comment. Let me know, your thoughts, if there was anything in addition you want to add pertaining to this matter, or any particular topic that you had interest in that you wouldn't mind, like to hear me talk about, or to go over. But yeah, it was a lot to be said about, this situation. And so I thank you for those who did, participate, or who did show up to the live. Baby Love 92, shout out to you. I appreciate you and your interaction. It was great talking to you. And hopefully going forward, I will talk to you and as well as other people, and maybe bring you guys on to the live so we can kind of have like a conversation versus, chat. So again, on your way out, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will catch you on the next broadcast. Peace.